You know how when you travel in a new city, you have to think about certain things like where am I going to sleep? Where am I going to eat? Where am I going to get fresh baked bread? Where am I going to get fresh cold cuts? What is the healthcare like in these parts? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. Today, we're going to examine the quality of the healthcare in Liberty City in the wonderful world of Grand Theft Auto 4. If this guy gets hurt, what's his healthcare looking like? Boy, we're going to find out, bud. Don't you worry about it. Let's get into it. In order to judge the quality of the healthcare that you could potentially receive in the wonderful world of GTA 4, we have a couple of points. It's very simple. Each point will either pass or fail in no particular order. The first point we're going to look at is the ambulance response time. We're going to call and request an ambulance from our phone and time how fast it takes to get to us. If I'm laying around in the street hurt and I need immediate assistance, this could potentially be life or death. The second point we're going to look at is the hospital capacity. How big is the waiting room? How many people can be seated in the waiting room? How many hospital beds do they have on hand? How many rooms are available for people to go into? If it's overcrowded, it's not going to do you any good. This isn't COVID. The third point we're going to look at is hospital location spread. How many hospitals are spread across the city? And are they evenly distributed throughout? Because if you get shot or beat up in the very corner of the map, are you going to have to travel all the way up to the opposite end of the map to receive health care? That's a giant, huge point in the examination process because based on the accessibility of the locations of the hospital, that's going to determine potentially if you live or die. And the final point is the use of modern technology. Are these hospitals updated? Are they using up-to-date technology to care for their patients? What do their ambulances look like? Are they old and beat up and gross? That's what we're going to find out today, folks. Now we're going to cut to the live reporter, Joey C., who is on the scene of Liberty City, and he's going to take a look at the healthcare, baby. All right, so you heard the rules. You heard the examination points. What the hell is going on over there? Is there a shootout happening? And then there's these people fighting in the street. This place is madness. Good thing we're going to examine the quality of healthcare because you folks are going to need it. My controller disconnected. So before we even get to a hospital and examine the 3 points that are relevant to the actual physical location, we got to call an ambulance and test the ambulance response time. So let me get a stopwatch ready. All right, got one ready. We're going to open up our phone, and guess what? We are going to dial 911, and then we're going to go, even though there's a cop right there. We just need an ambulance.
Hello. You're through to the Liberty City
We need paramedics. Oh my, somebody must have died over there. What the hell was that, dude? Are you fucking serious? Folks, I was just going to call you. Well, we can kind of examine what they're Oh! Oh, they just killed that man. The ambulance ran over a man. Oh my God, they killed him. Oh, okay, he's still alive. Holy shit, the healthcare in this city is fucked. Okay, we're gonna wait for that ambulance to go far away. And we're gonna call an ambulance ourselves. And just imagine that I was hurt or shot or whatever. And we're going to time how long it takes to get to us. And then after that, we're going to go to the hospital. There's a lot of hospitals around the map, but I think they might all be the same model. So we'll visit a few of them just to double check that. All right, we're a decent way away. Let's call 911 and see what happens. Paramedics.
Hello, you're through to the MS paramedics. In which area is
Here we
the
go.
emergency?
South Bullhead.
We'll send a basically trained paramedic as soon as we can, sir. Don't move, and please have your insurance documentation or credit card ready.
Okay, here we go. We set the thing. They will charge a fee. Oh my God! What do you mean? What do you mean? Less than 10 seconds?
Where's the patient?
I'm over here.
Hey!
It's me. Dude, this is unbelievable. I cannot believe the service. Holy fuck. Dude, you guys are amazing. Go off and actually save some people. The first checkpoint, ambulance response time, green check mark, man. That's unbelievable. And we won't have to do that again because it's going to be the same throughout the city. Not sure if this was like a rural area, if the ambulance would take longer to get to us. But unfortunately, we're just in a giant city here, so we can't really test that. So we're not going to do this point again. But a green check mark nonetheless, man. This is fantastic. Holy cow, dude. That's unbelievable. I am actually incredibly impressed with that, honestly. I cannot believe... Sir? Please. I cannot believe how fast we could potentially get cared for. All right, we're going to call in a very fast car, and our first hospital that we're going at is right over here in Schottler. So feel free to come along this ride with me. I'll meet you there. All right, folks, here we are at the first hospital that we're going to visit today. Now, at the actual physical hospitals today, we are only looking at 2 points at the actual physical buildings. Hospital capacity, how many hospital beds they have in the actual emergency center, and the use of modern technology, how updated they are in terms of technology inside the hospital. We already looked at ambulance response time. In a few moments, we'll look at the hospital and clinic location spread, and we'll take a look at the map and do all that fun stuff. While we're here, let's just take a quick look at the outside. We have lots of doctors and nurses smoking and kind of hanging out, perhaps on their break. We do have 2 ambulances right outside ready to rock and roll. So that does look good in terms of the modern technology because their vehicles, their ambulances in particular, they look pretty updated. They don't look beat up. They look probably brand new within the last couple of years since for when the game came out, at least. I can't see inside, so I can't really tell what the actual technology looks like in the car, but gathering the information that I can, the ambulances look good. Now, you do have some sort of outdoor waiting area. Perhaps this is probably like the smoking area. I'm not sure why everybody's smoking over there, but you know what? That's fine. That's absolutely okay. Looking at the sign here, we have outpatient, main entrance, and... Oh, okay, so that's just announcing that this is the medical center. So the main entrance and the outpatients are all over here, which is very clearly marked. I mean, it's really not that complicated, I suppose. So without further ado, let's go into here and just kind of take a look at what we got. We got some trash in here. I'm not really too sure why. Okay, so we have a minor injuries unit. There's a church in there. Interesting. The emergency room is to the right as well. The treatment room and the waiting room and the wards are forward. And then to the left, we have outpatient, visitors, and reception. Very, very intriguing. So we do have 2 hospital beds here, presumably to be there for the ready in case anybody comes into the, I don't even know what this would be, like the emergency room entrance or perhaps just the main entrance in general. If anybody comes into the main entrance and they have a serious injury, they need to be thrown on one of these 3 hospital beds that we got lying around here, which is pretty good. I'm glad they kind of had that laid out. This guy perhaps looks like he's waiting to be seen. We'll kind of leave him alone here. Reception right here. It's pretty decently organized, I guess. She's standing ready to rock. Why do her glasses look like that? Zoom in on that, Joey C. Why is she wearing her glasses like that? I'm not too sure. Maybe that's like a fashion statement per se, but why is my leg like this? What is going on? What is with this place? There is a lot of trash laying about. Oh my God, is that lady okay? Ma'am? Or sir? I'm not quite sure what is going on. Are you sick? Oh God, there's a lot of people out here waiting for help. Oh, good Lord. Hang on, reception, we'll get back to you. We gotta check in on... I've never noticed these people. Hang on, I gotta buy a soda. Beautiful, put my money in. Get my soda, Chuck. Don't you dare drop it. You motherfucker. Why would you litter? God damn it, I'm part of the fucking problem. We have a weird coffee table right here. This guy is really, really hurting in the orange pants. This guy with the hat is just kind of hanging out. This guy must be really sick. I'm on a real note, I've never noticed that level of detail, and Rockstar really, really outdid themselves with the small details in GTA. Before we get into the specific points, we'll just have to, examine the whole building here in general, and I'm just glad there's a receptionist. You got a nice water fountain here. As we know, we got some snacks and some soda machines, and we even have a coffee machine. That's pretty good. I can't go into the reception area, which is understandable because that's, there's some sensitive information. I can jump over it, so I can get back here. And just looking at the technology, even though we're not on any particular point, you do have pretty up-to-date technology. You got your phone, your computer, your fax machine, your printers, your etc. So that's pretty good. We'll look at that a little later. These doors are locked for your safety. Okay, that's good. So I'm not gonna try. But the reception area looks pretty nice. In terms of hospital capacity, we do have a shit ton of chairs in the waiting room, which is pretty good. Now, I don't really quite know at this moment how to calculate the number of hospital beds and rooms and stuff like that, but you know what? We'll figure that out as we go along. Down here, we have the morgue, which, of course, we can't go. It's authorized personnel only. That's understandable. Through here, we have radiology, which is, I don't quite actually, I don't really know what that means. Joey C will put that on screen right now. Wow, we all learned something. Actually, I'm sure you guys probably knew that. I didn't because I'm kind of a moron, but that's all right. We got, I'm not much of a reader, but we have that this way, which is pretty good. Is this your idea of safe sex? It's time to start talking balls. Well, all right. So we have all this area down here, another hospital bed that's probably overflowing. So we obviously can't go through there. Since we walked in, we do have a new patient waiting, drinking some nice coffee. That's good, sir. I'm sure you will be seen here shortly. Through here, we have the pharmacy and the ER reception. Okie dokie. Ma'am. So this is the emergency room. We have one legit hospital bed that we can see, which is good. Now, I can't really go in, I can't really, use it against the hospital, if that makes any sense, because this is an entire hospital, right? Like, we'll go, like, if you, let me paint you a picture here, folks. If we go outside and if we look up, this whole building is the hospital. This entire thing is the medical center. So, in my opinion, that's all I need to know about hospital capacity. Because this entire fucking block is the medical center. There's a shit ton of spots in the waiting room, and it seems that each place has their own waiting room. Based on what floor you're on, I'm just assuming. So, that being said, hospital capacity, green check mark, man. That's fantastic. Good Lord. That's, Grand Theft Auto 4, you got great ambulance response time, and you have fantastic hospital capacity. And like I said, we'll look at the location spread here shortly, but the last point, the use of modern technology in the world of GTA 4's hospital and healthcare, that's looking pretty good too. So back in the building here, I'm not quite sure what this room would be. It just says authorized personnel. Okay, so this is like a little changing room, like an employee room, perhaps. Oh my God, my reflection works. That's pretty good. Some sinks to wash your hands. Perhaps this is where they keep their hospital scrubs. I'm not sure why that's open, but that's fine. Through here, we're going to go into the ER department. We can't go in. Oh, there are some people waiting. Oh, but we can see through it. Oh, that's fantastic. There are some people being seen there. There are some, there's some laws about privacy and stuff, so we're not going to film them too much. But in the minor injuries department, caution out of order. Okie dokie. Yeah, we're not going to go in there, but there are plenty of rooms here. And we can see inside all of these rooms. So there are plenty of rooms. Like I said, I already gave the hospital capacity a green check mark, but this just furthers my green check mark. Oh, I can go. Oh, I can go in here. Oh, there's a privacy issue, but you know what? We're going to ignore that for once. We got all their beds, all their supplies. Now, what I do notice here is there's not many pieces of equipment for the hospitals, or for the rooms in particular, but I could only assume that these people are just resting and all the legit medical equipment is in other rooms with people that need it. Like this guy just might have taken drugs of some sort and he's just sleeping it off, or got too drunk, or he has a migraine of sorts. I'm not a doctor, okay, so I couldn't tell you. We can go back here, which is the injury care unit. Oh my God, I can go in here. Oh, it's the same sort of thing. Now, we do have a little bit more equipment. Light, you got an IV thing over there. So we're not going to bother these folks too much. They obviously have some sort of injury. Let me go back in there, actually, because I am pretty disappointed in the lack of modern technology. It seems very bare bones in terms of how they actually give their care, right? I'm not sure if real hospitals have all the equipment in the room or if they bring it in as they need it. I'm not quite sure. Maybe you could let me know in the comments below. But from what it seems, it's not looking good for the modern technology in the actual rooms. Going deeper down the hallway, again, it's very dirty in here, which is an examination for another day. So we're not going to worry about that too much. This is the... Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay, look at all this equipment here. So this is looking good. Those rooms down there that the folks were lying in, perhaps those were just resting rooms or holdover rooms. But we do have lots of equipment here. Oh, I accidentally shot it. I didn't mean to do that. Oops daisy. I broke it. I'm going to put the gun away. I was just going to use it to get a closer look. Sorry about that, folks. I hope nobody's in here. I'm not sure what the fuck this machine is. If you know what machine that is, please let me know. Lots of magazines here. Lots of cover space for, potential band-aids or whatever medical equipment you would use. I have no fucking clue because I don't work in one. But again, I'm very happy to see all this equipment, which honestly gets the examination point of use of modern technology in better standings than what it was before. Because it was getting close to being a red X. But the fact that this stuff is here leads me to believe that they do use it throughout the hospital. My controller disconnected. I don't think we can go in here. Wow, that's actually locked with a padlock. That's kind of wild. It looks like it's a laboratory, but why would it be locked like that? That's fucking interesting, and I'm very concerned about that, to be quite honest with you. And you know what? This one is locked too. That's really fucking crazy. Wow. I'm not sure why that would be. Listen, perhaps there's sensitive, maybe, you know what? Maybe there's viruses in being studied in there. I don't quite know. I think we've explored all the areas in the hospital that we can actually walk around in. So, wow, this place really filled up. There is a lot of sick people in here. So before I catch something, we're going to give the use of modern technology in this hospital a green check mark, baby. Good Lord. So the other hospital we're going to go look at is over here across the map, which is right here. I wanted to find a hospital that's quite far away to see if it's going to be the same model. Because if it's the same model, they're all going to be the same. And truthfully, I doubt they're going to be different. Because if I was a video game developer and I had to make like 6 or 7 hospitals throughout the map, I gotta be honest with you, they're gonna be all a copy and paste. So we're gonna spawn in a helicopter and fly over there. I'll meet you over there. Alrighty, and here we are at the next hospital that we're going to examine, and it looks a little different, I gotta be honest with you, but I think it's just the layout of it. It's in West Dyke. Oh, no, it's in Leftwood. Okay. All the way in the corner of the map. So the ambulance and kind of the overall layout is a bit different, but we still have 2 ambulances. And walking in here, it is the exact same layout. So you already know what you saw because you saw it the last time, man. Good Lord, there's no reason to overcomplicate this, folks. I do wish that it was a different layout, but I can only imagine that all of the hospitals in this game are all the same model. Now, if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments below. And in fact, the last point that we need to examine, which is the hospital location spread throughout the map, we're going to look at that right now. So we're going to send it off to Real Life Joey C to end out this examination with the last point, because the ones that we looked at, ambulance response time, green check mark, hospital capacity, green check mark, and use of modern technology, green check mark, baby. And the only one we're waiting on is the location spread. So Real Life Joey C, send us off. Now here we are looking at the map of Grand Theft Auto 4 to take a look at the hospital spread. And this is a very important point, not only for the citizens, because if you get hurt anywhere in the map, you want to have a hospital close to you at all times, but also it has an in-game point too, because every time you die in the game, you respawn at a hospital. So if you die in the very corner of the map, you don't want to have to respawn on the opposite end, because if you were in the middle of doing something, you got to go all the way back. Now taking a look at this wonderful graphic, it does seem that each island in the game has 2 hospitals each, with an exception of the small island in the corner, Bohan. And that's probably because it's so small. There's no need for 2 hospitals. Throughout the map, it looks like we have a total of 7 hospitals spread about, and that's pretty good, folks. On the far island, Alderney, it looks like we have 1 on the north end of the island and 1 on the southern end of the island, which is the same sort of spread in the middle island as well. Now, the only issue with this spread that I see is on the beginning island of Broker. It looks like we have 2 hospital locations that are very close together. They are just a couple of blocks apart, which kind of shocks me because this is a pretty sizable island. So once again, if you get hurt by the airport, you gotta be transported or get to a hospital in the very middle of the map. I'm not sure why they didn't spread them apart, but regardless, that's kind of the only issue that I have with the spread in the island of Broker. I think the only thing that kind of saves the island of Broker is the fact that the ambulance response time is so high. So if you do get hurt near the airport, let's say, you call an ambulance and they'll be there under 10 seconds, which is probably the fastest time an ambulance has ever gotten to somebody in the history of the world. Now, the examination point of the hospital spread, I think is pretty clear that this point gets a green check mark, baby. That's fantastic. And I'll tell you why. All the hospitals, for the most part, are spread evenly. So no matter where you are on the map, you have a good chance of getting to a hospital close by. Now, like I said, Broker, they are very close together, but the ambulance response time saves the green check mark, because I would strongly consider giving it like a yellow check mark almost if the ambulance response time was so bad. But that's pretty fucking good, folks. Spread of hospitals is very important. Spread them, folks. So thinking about my final thoughts for the healthcare in the world of GTA 4, I gotta say, I am very satisfied. You're gonna get some great health coverage in this city. And not to mention, you have 4 out of 4 green check marks, which is fantastic. That's a rare occurrence in this series. Good Lord, I'll tell you that. So if you find yourself in Liberty City and you get hurt, you get a headache, you get sick, I think you're pretty well taken care of. What the insurance coverage looks like, I don't know. That's another department. We're going to have to figure that out at a later date. Folks, thank you so much for watching this episode of Examinations in Video Games. I greatly appreciate that. As you know, maybe you don't, we've examined a lot of things in the world of video games, and I always love coming back to GTA 4 because the small details are just absolutely fantastic. If you want to support the channel, you can go to patreon.com/officialjoeyc for all your exclusive Joey C needs, or you can become a YouTube channel member for the same perks and price of Patreon. Thank you to all my channel supporters. I greatly appreciate that. You keep this crazy train moving. If you want to follow me on Twitch, you can go to twitch.tv/officialjoeyc. We do a lot of live streams there. We have a lot of fun. If you know something that you want me to examine next, let me know in the comments below. Join my Discord. Follow me on X at officialjoeyc_. Check out the playlist of all the other examination pieces that we've done throughout video games. These videos are like my absolute favorite types of videos to make. I love doing them. I think you folks like watching them as well. Consider subscribing. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers, which is an unreasonable number because I'm really not that talented. I'm just kind of screaming into a microphone. But whatever, folks. Thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Keep your eye out for the next video, episode, movie, live stream. Whatever it is, man, listen. Cherish the precious moments. Be loved. And stay, dude. I'm out of here. Turn the green screen off. Good Lord. I'm in a crop top and I'm still sweating. I'm going to go eat some chicken tenders because I have some in the oven right now. So see you later. I hope you're eating good too. And drink your water too because it gets dry out there sometimes. You want to keep your throat moist.